Me again, it's Cal here. August 7th, 5:25 p.m. No internet still. This is the fifth. This is the fourth fucking video that I have done, that I've recorded in preparation for the internet being back. But, like, I feel like if I waited, I don't know. I'm just doing it, because I want to. I was thinking earlier, for those of you who haven't read Echo at all, like if you are just watching the series to, enjoy the story of it, then I would suggest you skip ahead to the actual gameplay now. Because I'm about to get into some stuff that, like, only people who've experienced the whole thing really can understand. Basically, Chase? Yeah, guys, I'm pretty sure that the player character in this game is not Chase. We're playing as Samuel. I strongly suspect that, because there are certain instances, for example, in Leo's route, where, you're in the mine with Brian, and it says, like, Chase is like, help me, I say it to you. I don't know, man. That's kind of strong evidence. And the same with fucking, in this route we're doing now, like, you have the fucking scene we just experienced in the last video with, like, Sam just going out, like, getting out of detaching from Chase, And it was like using the same fourth wall breaking language, like you walk down the hall and stuff like that. Something about that just screams that we are not Chase in this game. Anyway, welcome back, those of you who just skipped ahead, and welcome to the fucking game. Right, we're here. They were watching Disaster, I forgot. Okay. Oh, that's a window. I didn't even notice before. I thought it was like some kind of weird wall thing. Hey, I think I got it. They're just kind of slow out here because it's satellite, but it's vices. Flynn meanders on over, lounging on a love seat in the left side of the living room. His tall stature results in his legs hanging far over the edge, the lizard scratching his exposed chest with a yawn. He cranes his long neck to look back at me and Carl. You two tits gonna sit all the way back there? Oh my god, what was that? Hold on, I'm coming. Carl gives me a little nudge and we follow suit, beers and grasp. Looking at Flynn now, I realize there's that part of me wishes I could go over there and lay beside him. More practically, I sit in the recliner in the center of the room, while Carl and Dax take the other sofa. Okay, so in this episode, Captain Amicus lands on our planet in the year 1968. He's looking for technology to stop the uprising in the future, but... Dax, shut up. No spoilers, dude. Alright, fine. Grief. There's another Adaster background art. What the fuck? Captain Amicus, the slime women. They're in the engine room. This leaves me no choice, cadet. Activate self-destruct protocol Baker 19er. My god. But Captain! There's no time to debate. Get to the escape pods. Captain, the test results just came in. They aren't slime women. They're cell women. What the fuck? They're multiplying as a result of some kind of cancer-like phenomenon. By God, Cadet, this changes everything. Deactivate self-destruct protocol. If these are cells, then our ship is one sick patient. What? Cadet, flood engineering with radiation pulses at 3-second intervals. Maximum output. Oh my god. I still don't understand why the cell women have tits. Why are they women in the first place? Or why all the lady officers don't wear pants. I'll take another glug of his beer, this being his third so far from my count. It's the 60s, guys. What do you expect? I said I was gonna shoot the bad ones, guys. Action looks a bit defensive, leaning forward. Leaning forward, what? Leaning forward on the edge of his seat, his plump tail wrapped around the armrest. Carl idly chucks a throw pillow at the salamander. I'm not complaining, dude. He laughs a little, and Jackson eases, chucking it back at him with a little more force. Carl takes the blow like a champ, and the regarded as being happy on smiling goofily. It's surprising to see Carl comfortable like this around a stranger. I can't help but feel kind of happy he can still come out of his shell every now and then. It's fucking dumb. How does anyone take this shit seriously? They don't. We certainly aren't. I glance over toward Flynn, who's digging in his pockets for his phone. He taps the unlock button, squints into the bright screen. The black and orange scales on his face seem to glow silver and yellow in the light. I find myself leaning forward a little, trying to read the tiny text on the screen. It takes me a moment to realize that Flynn isn't looking at the screen anymore, he's looking at me. He huffs, moving the screen away from my view before beginning to text something. Is it... No, it's not Leo. Flynn stares at his phone, some sort of expectant expression upon his muzzle. Hey, I don't mean to be all prying and such, but who's Leo? Maxon seems to be asking me this. My ex. Flynn glances back for a moment, though says nothing. Oh, Leo's a guy? Yes. Cool. Salamander frowns and acknowledging Brash and nodding his head before refocusing his attention back to the TV. Captain Amicus is in the midst of being attacked by the slime women. Even with the prosthetics and lighting, I can tell that all the slime women are actually just a bunch of amphibians in green body paint. Flynn's phone vibrates again. He taps at it, clearly not really much of a fast texter. After finishing his text, he hastily shoves the phone back into his pocket. I'm heading out. He pushes himself up from the couch, unruffling his shirt before meandering over toward a bowl on the kitchen. On the kitchen? What? To get his truck keys. Wait, what? Oh, come on, slithead. Daxton briefly smirks at Carl's turn before seconding. Yeah, this is actually pretty fun. Where are you going? Out. You should get back to the hotel before the others start bitching. My face grow hot, my fist starting to clench. Okay, maybe drop the mysterious act, asshole. Flynn just heads off to the front door, swatting his tail against the kitchen island, flicking me off as he exits. Flynn! He's out the door without further comment. I can hear the chirping sound from his truck outside as he unlocks it. Fucking moody, right? Think something's up with him? Carl shakes his head. Nah, he's just trying to look cool. It isn't working. Dude gets uncomfortable with casual social stuff, I think. He's 25 years old. This is bullshit. I wish he'd just be straight with me. Daxton snickers, though quickly shakes his head, stifling it. What? If he was being straight with you, you wouldn't be getting so pissed off about this, I think. Strays and you two not macking on each... I get it. I sigh, letting myself sink back into the suede fabric of my chair. It automatically reclined for me the more pressure I put on it. I'm starting to regret Carl finding out about all this. If he didn't know, it wouldn't be so much of a thing. It would have been easier just to pretend it never even happened in the first place. And I wouldn't have to deal with lying to the guy I loved for most of my teenage life. I'm gonna hit play again if that's alright. I'm starting to stare at the ceiling now, but I can feel them both looking at me. Go ahead, I'm just gonna close my eyes for a little while, okay? Gotcha, dude. We'll wake you if something cool happens. So we'll wake you in the morning. Gonna get a beer. BRB. Oh boy, here we go. I shut my eyes and hear the trademark Adaster music resume. A large paw gently patched my shoulder, followed by audible hoof clops on the kitchen floor behind me. I remember this part. Obviously, I stare up at the all-moving ceiling fan above me. In the dark, everything looks all grainy. Oh, I hate that. I know exactly what he's talking about, man. It seems like the lights are still on, but the dimmer is low, so they might as well not be. Must be a salamander thing. Speaking of, him and Carl aren't here anymore? I try to recollect how much time has passed since I closed my eyes. Feels like just a minute ago. As I rise to a stand, I feel kind of sluggish for some reason, like my legs are still asleep. My face feels kind of numb too. I always feel worse after taking naps. I'm not really sure I get the appeal of taking them once a day like my mom does. Oh, dude, naps are cool. They're fun. They're great. Sometimes. I mean, like, sometimes I just go to sleep and try to have a bit of a dream so I can have some, whatever. Move into the nearby window. I squint at my reflection. Oh, hello. Hello, sir. Okay, wait. Right, that's not him. I look like hell. And who shaved off my goatee? I blink, it's still not there. I'm not that heavy of a sleeper, so I would have felt someone doing that. I don't think Carl's that cruel, is he? I turn, peering toward Daxton's room. His door is open and his bed is empty. They left me here? Why? My phone vibrates in my pocket. It's Leo. I'm coming. What? I text him back, though I seem to have caught a case at the Flynn. My texting dexterity is awful right now. Everyone left. I think I'm alone at Flynn's now. What the fuck was? Well, I'm at it. I also sent a quick text to Carl and Flynn, asking them where they are. A vibrating noise comes from the kitchen after I send Flynn's message. He must have left it when he went out. When I walk into the kitchen, I see the phone propped up against the keyboard on the island countertop that Flynn swatted earlier. The screen's brightness illuminates everything around it with a picture of my face. It's low resolution, like he cropped and stretched it himself one of my social media pictures. The photo is from a class trip I took sophomore year to the Carbut Caverns. I'm wearing a hard hat that doesn't fit. The way the phone is propped up, it almost looks like it's on display. It's a weird way to place it. I know I shouldn't snoop through his phone, but if he wants to act all mysterious and dismissive, he's leaving me not much of a choice. Also, someone shaved my goatee off. That warrants enough an emergency, I guess. I tap the phone and my message appears. I'm asking him where he is and telling him that everyone left. Tapping back, I see one other message. The rest seem to have been deleted. It's from someone named Ryan. He has no given profile picture. The bar is at 33 South Aloe Way, off of Hankley and Route 93. Winky face. Hankley and 93? I think that's by the casino at the edge of the reservation. I spent most of the day looking at a map of the county, so I think I have a good spatial sense of where it is now. The question is, why did Flynn leave this here with just this message on it? It's like he wanted me to find it. He wanted me to follow him. Jesus, does he think I'm that much of a snoop? Because apparently I am. This time it's my phone that buzzes. Another message from Leo. Hey. Huh? Let's have a quick response. Have to go. Sorry, Leo. Oh, fuck that. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you, like, every single time he's put the phone down, like, you can see his eyes. You can see that he has, this time he didn't have that. It was just black voice. Oh, fuck that, man. I shoved my phone back in my pocket and head outside. It's actually nippy out in comparison to the heat of the day. Sheet clouding covers about half the sky above, and there's a tinge of humidity in the air, which is surprising. We usually get less than an inch of rain this time of year. Another text? Leo again. Are you serious? I sighed, putting my phone back and getting my keys out. Wait, what? His eyes are... Oh, fuck you, McSkinny. Fuck you. I swear, if that was not what happened there, that is some amazing build-up for me to actually think he didn't have eyes there. I don't know. I don't know if he didn't or not, but I swear he didn't have eyes there. I think of something and apologize later. I don't feel nearly as sluggish as I did before, thankfully. What the fuck is that rustling? Once inside my car, I put the keys in the ignition enough to keep the inside lights on while I fiddle with the GPS. 33 South Allo Way. Got it. Looks like it'll be about a 22-minute drive according to this thing. Dude! Where are you going? I look over. Carl and Daxton are staring at me through the passenger window, concerned expressions on their faces. Well, a concerned expression on Daxton's face. Carl just looks drunk. What? Where have you guys been? With you? Why the hell did you guys shiv my goatee? Dude, are you, like, allergic to Avarti or something? It was actually Gargonzola. That Avarti Flynn wanted was sketchy. Carl smiles lopsidedly at Daxton. Dastardly. What are you... I reach up to grab my chin, feeling the familiar scruff of dark brown fur under my paw pads. I feel my heart start to thump heavy in my chest. What the hell? Daxton opens the passenger door. You sure you should be driving? You're kind of wigging out, no offense. I angle the rearview mirror down toward me. Sure enough, there it is on my chin. I'm sorry, I could have sworn it was missing earlier. Well, you were sleeping. It could have been a nightmare. I read about all this stuff online. It's your subconscious playing out your deepest desires, man. Carl slurs some, looking a mix of dazed and chipper. I don't think so, Carl. But look, are you guys coming with me? I think Flynn wanted us to follow him. Yeah, we saw the message. They did? I don't know, he's kind of a private guy. If we're wrong, he's going to get pissed. If we could think of it like a mission. Even in the dark, I could practically feel Daxton cringe. Oh God, Carl. I don't know, I'll go with you, but I'll hang back in the car. Still a bit reeling from the whole facial hair fiasco with the banders making me feel better. Well, you could be tactical support. This is why I don't usually share my interests with other people. Carl clambers in the back seat, first nearly toppling over. Daxton climbs up front a bit, little tipsy, but he's seen it at most of his motor functions intact. You'll like get into classes on Friday. I squint, trying to peer beyond what is illuminated by my headlights. Driving feels difficult right now. My nerves are kind of fried, tingling beneath my fur. I end up overcorrecting at every slight turn. It doesn't help that this shitty state highway is so meandering and completely devoid of light. Out here, even the main stretches of road sidewind around the hills and mountains. I guess I'm used to Pueblo, where they just flatten or tunnel through everything. My issues right now also might be stemming from the fact that I'm still a little inebriated. Fuck, I used to be so damn hard on Leo whenever he drank and drive, and now here I am. Maybe I should have brought my meds. Via right in 1 mile. Chase. I loosen my grip on the wheel some, peering in the rearview mirror and catching the glint of Carl's green eyes looking back at me. This feels familiar, don't it? From my brow, not sure what he means. We were both just starting high school. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Carl doesn't respond, and silence follows. He stares out his window with his gaze lulled, his phone sitting idle in his lap. Daxton's looking curious at us now, but when neither of us speaks up, he goes back to picking up the planet print on his shirt. I feel like I'm kind of sneaking out to go to a party or something. He looks over me with a slight smile. Well, we might be. We're gonna arrive at this address and fly in Flynn in a gimp suit, surrounded by a warehouse full of rubber ducks. Carl lets out a quiet rumble of a snicker. Yeah, man, this is all real familiar. We pass the flat concrete pad where an old gas station once stood. Again, I think Carl's about to speak, but he says nothing. I don't get out much, you know. Around here, there's not much to get out to. Salamander rolls his shoulders, then shakes his head. Yeah, you can always drive to Peyton. I've got my scooter. It just doesn't feel worth it, you know. I mean, not just gas or monetary reasons. It just isn't comfortably away from home. I've basically got everything I need. And I got that Prime delivery account that drops off groceries on my doorstep.
It's weird how easy it is to feel like that's normal. I surround myself with TV, books, and video games, and the fact that I'm alone in the middle of the desert doesn't even affect me.
You got Flynn for company, don't you?
We keep to our separate sides of the house, usually. Sometimes almost a whole week goes by without me actually seeing him.
There's always the internet, dude. You got online friends and all that stuff for gaming, right? Just suggests to seek himself more legroom.
I post in a fan forum pretty regularly. I'm a moderator.
Let me guess, for
At Astra, yep.
Give me your phone. Daxton blinks.
What?
Carl makes a grabby motion with his paw toward Daxton. Just give it for me. Just give me it for 1 second. Daxton clutches his sword to his chest, looking uneasily toward the drunken ram. Don't worry, I'm not gonna go through your messages or nudie pics. Who do you think I am, Chase? That one stings a bit.
Ass.
Daxton slowly relents, keeping close eye on Carl as he gives him his phone. He taps it in silence for about 15 seconds before passing it back. There, you got me in your contacts. That's my username for games and stuff you ever want to play together on PC.
Oh, thanks.
Salamander quickly checks the screen before looking back to Carl.
I'll send you a message or something when I get home if you ever want a game. Or if I need to hook up with some ice cream.
Carl makes a flubbery noise with his mouth. Ice cream boy at your service, dude, man. Ugh. Service. Daxton titters some, shaking his head.
I was just kidding with the last part. I would never do that. I mean, you must get sick of hearing that all the time.
Carl shakes his head even after he begins speaking. Nah, I don't like tell people that shit very often because it's awk, you know? No, I totally will hook you up. I used to be that for Flynn and Leo, but then Flynn went on his whole health food bullshit. And Leo, I don't know, stopped asking. If you're right. My arms stiffen and I swear running off ramp with more gusto than I meant. I feel the other's eyes on me and I try to act casual. Looks like this is up ahead.
Kinda out in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? This isn't the reservation yet, right?
I look toward the horizon and I can just make out the familiar glint of the Blue Diamond Casino past one of the rolling hills. Everything out there is in the middle of nowhere. Everything out here is in the middle of nowhere, but no, the reservation's on the other side of the casino.
Did you guys ever go there?
No, I'm not much for gambling. I bet gun skins and unranked matches on mine sometimes. That place is mainly for really old people packed in their RVs. Flynn and I were talking about it the other day. Like they paint the ceilings all blue sky colored, don't display any clocks and simulate sunlight inside. Trick the seniors into staying longer.
That's messed.
Capitalism at its finest, dude, man.
Is that my nickname now?
What?
Dude, man.
It sounds like Daxton.
Most people default to Dax.
Their destination set in 400 yards, yada yada yada. Carl seems like he's about to say something, but quiets as we all see our destination.
Oh, jeez.
Turn off the road, the loosely packed gravel seeming to scatter under my tires. We're here. It's a long, red building. The exterior is mostly dilapidated, the wood siding falling apart in places. I can see 2 windows, both of which have colored construction paper blocking the view inside. There's no signage indicating what the name of this place even is. Well, at least none right now. Looks like there is some in broken neon lettering along the roof's edge. Well, I can't make anything out, anything legible from it. There are about half-dozen cars parked behind the building. Flynn's truck is the only one out front.
He's here for sure.
Salamander reaches into his pocket and to my surprise pulls out Flynn's phone.
When did you grab that?
Daxton cocks his head at me, holding up the phone.
Right after we looked at it.
I rub my forehead. Daxton and Carl really inside the house with me earlier? I just didn't notice them.
You okay, Chase? Nervous about talking to Flynn?
Just pretend he's in his underwear. Then intimidate him with your erection until he's no longer mad at us for stalking him. The ram nods sagely, giving me a bit of a serene look. Good grief, Carl. I stare back at him. That's how the gays work. I read on the blog site. He holds up his phone. Though with all the gays. What? I feel myself smirking a little. I'm fine, guys. Just a weird nap earlier. Still get my brain unfuzzed.
Cool, but,
Carl looks back toward the building.
I'm still gonna chill here in the car.
He clears his throat, sitting more upright.
Tactical support.
Daxton covers his face with his dark hands.
Cadet Hunter and Lieutenant Daxton prepare to beam out.
Thanks, Captain Carl. Make sure to, scan for life forms and report anomalies.
Oh, God.
Daxton exits the car in embarrassment.
Oh, no, man. Lieutenant Daxton beamed out too early. His particles are destabilizing. Jesus, I hear enough of this stuff moderating the roleplay subform. I don't need to hear it IRL.
He walks up to one of the front windows, seemingly trying to peer inside through one of the gaps in the construction paper. I open the door, about to head out when I feel Carl's paw on my shoulder.
Hey, man.
Blinks, I'm looking back at him. The parking lot light overhead gives his fur a sort of orangey appearance, and his eyes look blue.
You've been, really quiet tonight. I know I haven't been around you in 2 years, but you're still acting, I don't know, weird from what I remember.
Carl...
Just don't worry, okay?
He looks to the building.
You know how he gets, but overall, Flynn's cool.
He leans back in his seat, pulling up his phone. The illuminating blue glow of the screen replaces the faint orange of the streetlight.
Just don't tell him I said that.
I exhale, smiling despite myself. All right, Carl. Turn around, pausing. I know you have your interview, but we should talk later. Catch up properly?
You know what, man?
And I'm glad you're getting on well with Daxton, truly. I see him going in the rearview mirror.
It's weird. He's like someone I meet online, but like in real life, you know?
I'm not sure I follow.
Don't worry about it. Don't get murder in there.
I would more worried about getting fucked in the ass in there, but okay. I smirk dryly. I'll try not to. I step out and nearly close the door on my tail. It must have been more distracting than I thought. Seeing Daxton against the side of the building, I can't help but think he looks downright eerie. He doesn't have scales like Flynn's, which is this rubbery black color that blends into the shadows, as specious as that sounds. When he turns toward me, his eyes stick out like headlights in the night.
Hey, Chase, check this out.
He beckons me over toward a small metal sheet by the door. I step closer. Words are engraved in the front. So you've heard of us. A winking smiley face is pictured below the text. What the hell?
I know, right?
He moves toward the door, his thick tail flicking an anticipatory sway behind him. I'm surprised he can control that thing.
Watch it be locked.
Might as well try. After you, Lieutenant.
Don't start.
He grabs the handle and the door opens with an ease. Daxton looks over to me once more, and we step inside. The smell of decades worth of cigarette smoke and dust hits my nose instantly. Daxton coughs. Oh, that's interesting music for this. Trying to muffle himself as we see the shadows of various patrons throughout the dimly lit bar. Everything near the counter is illuminated up with a sort of green tinge, while the rest of the establishment has red lighting. Well, in places it does have lighting. I've never been inside a restaurant or bar this dark before. The walls are mainly decorated with faded 1950s beer adverts and a mounted CRT monitor. Near the entrance looks to be streaming an old cricket match. I don't see any bartenders or waiters. Nobody's behind the bar. Daxton half speaks, half whispers. Maybe we should take a seat so it isn't like we're gawking.
Yeah, good idea.
We move toward the closest table to the entrance. The location leaves us completely enshrouded in darkness. I wonder if they gave sprites to these three. I wonder. There's a lamp above us, but it looks broken. The copper wire hanging out where the bulb is supposed to go.
I haven't seen Flynn yet, have you?
It's hard to see in here. I sort of assumed salamanders had better night vision. No, not yet. Squinting, I try to get my eyes to adjust to the darkness. Two large... That sounds so similar to Silent Hill music, I swear. Kira Yamaoka is a genius, by the way. Listen to this stuff. Two large figures get up from their bar stools and head toward the pool table, each grabbing a cue. They both appear to be equine, middle-aged and male, decked out in polo shirts and slacks. The two wouldn't look out of place in a country club greenway, but here they stand out something fierce. I realize that there is a much smaller person behind them. A fennec girl with big, lengthy head fur that goes down to her shoulders. One of them, the one in the teal polo with beer guts, sets out a rack of pool balls on the table. The other horse with a red polo and green muzzle fur speaks up, shaking his head and pointing toward the balls in the triangle. I can't make out everything, but it sounds like he's insistent that 8-ball always goes on top. The teal shirt one lets out a dismissive noise, making a point of placing the 8-ball somewhere in the center of the rack. I feel my phone buzzing in my pocket. Quickly reaching down, I check the message. It's from Leo.
We're all gonna hang out at your old hood tomorrow at 2. Would be good if you came.
I sigh. That same welling of guilt takes hold in my chest like stones in my rib cage.
More text from the evil ex.
I glance at Dax in surprise, the salamander having turned to face me. Again, I'm wrought with how fucking eerie his bright eyes sticking out of the blackness and staring right at me is.
He's not evil. You don't get all super antsy every time he texts you, like an ex is just that, an ex. You don't have to worry about them anymore.
Dax uncrossed his forearms and rests them on the table for a moment before hastily pulling them back. He grimaces, wiping his arms in the fabric of his shirt. Looking down, I can see it had been a while since his tail had been properly wiped down. There's no napkins inside either. I peer at the message again, trying to think of what to say in response. Well, the circumstances are kind of different here. He's been one of my closest friends since I was really young, and when I left town for college, we never actually broke up.
Oh.
The skin in his face pulls tighter, though I can't make out what expression he's making.
So he's not actually your ex, then?
We haven't been together in 3 years. Hell, before this trip, I hadn't even spoken to him in at least 12 months. That's not exactly true at all now, is it? The heavy feeling in my chest grows stronger. Look, I don't have time to go over the past 15 years of our relationship. He holds up the flat of his rubbery palms.
Yeah, sorry, just trying to get to know you and all.
Turns back around. Smooth chase. Type back my reply to Leo. I'll be there. The sound of bellied laughter from the pool table catches my attention. The red poloed equine slaps the back of the smaller fennec, who looks to have just made a pretty nice shot. Her head fur flutters in front of her face and then slips right off, falling to the pool table. A wig. I realize now that the fennec isn't actually a girl at all, at least not physically. Daxton saw it as well, and we exchanged a brief glance. The two men don't seem to pay much mind outside of a brief chuckle. Behind them, a red light flicks on and another group becomes visible at the table to their rear. There's a 30-something German shepherd with a pompadour-cut head fur and a black muscle shirt stretched taut over his large chest. He's watching the billiards game intently. His arm is around the back of the seat next to him, and in that seat is Flynn, staring right at me. Here we go. Fuck. God, how long has he been there? Could he see us the whole time? Daxton sees him too, the salamander forcing a toothy smile and waving his roommate from across the bar. Flynn doesn't wave back, he just keeps staring. The seconds pass and nothing happens. We just sit here, and he sits there, and neither of us moves. Eventually, Daxton pushes himself up to his feet, and I reluctantly follow suit. Everything goes quiet as we make our way over to the other table. I feel a tingling sensation around my whiskers that goes all the way back to my spine. I don't belong here. I can't tell if the pool table group is looking at me, but it feels like they are. Oh my god, they gave him a fucking Sprite. Wow. I don't even know what voice to give this dude.
Well, holy shit, would you look at that, an otter in my water.
German shepherd speaks up with an accent that sounds more West Coast than Southwestern. Great, so I don't know how to do that. Congrats, game, you've stumped me. He drops his arm from Flynn's chair, beaming at me with his reddish-brown eyes. The canine turns his attention toward Daxton, eyeing him over. The salamander has its hands folded together, smiling nervously.
And Daxton.
Daxton blinks.
Evening, have we met?
The man chuckles.
Nah, but I've seen you before. Whenever I come over to Scale Boy's house here, you're always in your room all loner-like.
Flynn's slit gaze looks from Daxton to me. His expression seems to harden before my eyes. Shh.
What the fuck are you doing here?
His scaled fingers crawl up into a fist before unfurling, the large lizard fidgeting in his seat. His tie is gone and he's unbuttoned most of his shirt. Okay, play this cool, Chase. Found your phone with the invite to this place. It was all propped up and everything. I say that last part with a bit of accusing tone. Flynn narrows his eyes slightly.
Invite? You didn't tell me you're bringing some friends. That's a first.
The shepherd grins again, tension so thick you could cut it with a knife doesn't seem to dissuade his cheery demeanor.
I didn't.
He makes an acknowledging grunt, his gaze flicking between us for a moment.
Well, I'm Ryan. You know Flynn and I know Daxton, so who are you?
He looks at me expectant. Before I can speak, Flynn does.
Chase.
His tone is terse, born an outright warning.
Chase. Fucking otters are cute as hell. Like, you got your wee stubby fingers, plus you're all squeaky and shit.
I glance, not sure whether to be flattered or offended. I look down at my fingers. Ryan just grins, the red light glistening upon the enamel of his fangs.
Take a seat, you two. Good to see Scale Boy actually has friends.
Daxton looks down at one of the red fabric chairs with a wary demeanor.
Well, as long as they're not too sticky.
This lets a throaty crackling cackle from the dog.
It's part of the charm. Oh, much like yours. Oh, fuck me, man. Good one.
Take a seat across from Flynn, who is now staring at a wall. Glancing over, I noticed that Daxton had been standing with his hands folded behind his back, his posture completely vertical. Just like Captain Amicus does in Adastra. The salamander scoots past and takes a seat beside me. He fishes out Amicus. Oh my god! He fishes out Flynn's phone from his pocket and slides it over to him across the table. Flynn looks at it for a good 3 seconds before snatching it and shoving it back into his pocket.
You're welcome. I didn't ask for this.
Jackson just shrugs indifferently. Flynn looks at me, his expression less intense but still a frown. Who's this? A quiet, shrill-toned voice peeps out from behind us. Turning, I see it's the gender-ambiguous Fennec Fox from earlier. They quickly walk past us, tugging lightly on Ryan's shirt. They mumble something I can't quite make out, and Ryan practically coos back a little Fennec. He reaches out, squeezing their waist, and they make a little "erps" noise. Ryan pulls out his wallet, withdrawing a few bills, and hands them to the fox. The middle-aged horse duo walks up as well, cues and grasp. The one with the red polo bumps into the Fennec, resting a hand on their shoulder. They flinch initially before a sheepish smile forms upon their lips. The Fennec spins around clumsily, nearly toppling over into the table.
Easy now, this cute. I don't know who the fuck this is.
They wrap their arms around that coin's girthy midsection, their paws gingerly patting at his back pockets.
Oh, you want some money for something from the bar, sweetheart? Don't know where the tender's gone and ran off to.
Red Polo fetches a $20 bill for the fox, placing it on the little one's maw. They're treating him like a youngling, but the fox looks to be at least 30 years old from the sag in their face and splotchy fur.
Oh, fucking course. Casey's doing that bidding war bullshit again.
Flynn takes a swig of his booze. The older men stare at him, suddenly looking a bit uneasy. Red Polo turns, trying to usher Casey away from toward the main counter. However, the fox seems to resist. They squirm, quickly writhing out of the equine's grasp and stumbling their way over toward Flynn, nearly crawling on top of Ryan to do so. Everyone seems to freeze in place as the fox pushes her muzzle up close to Flynn. But Flynn looks dull-eyed back at the Fennec.
I don't got any money for you.
It's okay, I just want to make you less grumpy. They look at each other, saying nothing. Flynn parts his lips slightly, and the fox pushes their face against his, maws meet in a deep kiss. His eyes go wide for a moment, then shut tight, returning the affection just the same. My heart feels like it's stopped, my sweat goes cold. I feel sick, like when I puke or something. I mean, I had felt a sort of deep gnawing feeling since I saw Ryan's arm around Flynn, but I guess I wasn't prepared for something so visceral. But I don't do anything, I just sit there and watch. Ryan, meanwhile, grasps the fox's rear, grinning in that Cheshire way he does.
Good to see you not sourpussing the whole night, Flynn. Are you kidding me right now, fucking whore?
Red Polo turns, leaving his friend behind, making his way toward the exit with a few huffed swears. The teal-poloed male, who is some sort of Shire Clydesdale type, watches him leave but doesn't follow.
Says the married man.
Casey pulls back from Flynn, a string of saliva still hanging between their lips. Flynn's nostrils flare as he exhales upon the fox's face. This seems to set Casey off, and they kiss him with even more ferocity. Daxton's looking at me now, his eyes wide. The salamander silently mouths, "Oh, what the fuck?" I don't even have the capacity within me to respond with anything other than a curt nod.
Wow, putting on a show for the new friends.
Teopolo was looking down at Daxton and I now.
Well, knowing the festivities, you young'uns want a drink or something? I'm Mike.
I'm not, we're good. I'll have 2 doubles of whatever tequila is the cheapest. Mike blinks.
I'll be right back, kid. Let me find the bartender. Rob's back in the smoke room, Seabiscuit.
He uses his free hand, the one not currently groping fox ass, and points toward a wooden door in the corner of the room by a potted plastic saguaro. The smoke room? Oh, that's okay, of course. They named their gay bar after the most infamous brothel in Echo. Oh. Fucking funny. Okay. Mike gives Ryan an uneasy look. I get the impression from his demeanor and the casino wristband he's wearing that he isn't a local.
Well, I'll be right back then.
He forces a smile before turning around and heading toward the aforementioned smoke room. Ryan crosses his legs, letting his head roll from side to side before speaking up.
I think we should head there too, right, Flynn?
Flynn and the Fennec part lips again. He looks at me before responding.
All right. Man, what's wrong with you?
All eyes shift to Daxton now. Flynn grunts.
You don't get to fucking judge, creep ass. Watching me jerk off at night but can't stand the sight of me macking on someone. For fuck's sake.
The round-faced salamander's jaw goes slack.
Oh, so you've been busted, Daxton. Watching and not helping out's a real grave offense. What the hell are you even talking about?
Daxton looks to me, I say nothing, thinning my lips.
You know what I'm talking about.
I truly don't.
Hey, let's not play he said, she said. Daxton, Chase, you like to party?
The dog reaches into his pocket. The Fennec turns from Flynn, biting their lip as they begin to lean on Ryan's shoulder. They wiggle their hips in such a manner that Flynn gets a face full of fuzz, the heel sputtering a bit. Reminded of how long bus rides home with Jen and Flynn went in junior high.
Not that Jen acted anything remotely like Casey, though.
Flynn would be the aggressor or planner for making native jokes until Jenna would donk him right in the nose of the biology textbook. Ryan withdraws a small plastic baggie with about 6 tiny white spheroid dots and says, "Oh no. They look kind of like that expensive Pebble ice cream they sell at theme parks." I had always wished Carl's parents would start selling that stuff, but they said it was just a gimmick and that it doesn't make the ice cream taste better. He opens the little baggie, placing one of the pebbles on the eager Fennec's tongue that is own. The German Shepherd rises to his feet. He's large, but as tall as Leo. He extends out the baggie to Daxton and I. Before we can respond, Flynn interjects, swiping the baggie and closing it before handing it back to Ryan.
Yeah, nah, fucker.
You deciding for him? Bit rude, man. This shit ain't addictive unless you're depressed or something.
Daxton's got a heart condition, I'm fucking pretty sure Chase has got drug tests for summer internships to worry about.
Axton crosses his arms over his chest.
Yeah, I'm good. Candy from strangers and that whole business, too. Speaking of...
Mike comes out from the corner door with 2 drinks in his grasp. He has a sort of blank expression as he sets them down in front of me.
You have fun back there?
Ryan quickly deposits the baggie back into his trousers pushing his chair in. Flynn stands up as well.
Didn't have time for fun. Had to tend to Kid Boozy here. Kid Boozy? That sounds like one of them urban rap types. You spit rhymes, Chase?
Ryan chuckles. I look down at myself and back up.
Fuck no, he doesn't. I've seen Chase do cowboy poetry back in school. Not a pretty sight.
He looks at me, seemingly uncaring of the fact that Casey is now all up on Ryan and not him.
I remember you and Carl got up and did yours about alien abductions and anal probes in the desert, and the principal got so pissed.
I let out a little huff as the memory comes back to me. I'm surprised he remembers that.
Yeah,
didn't start off that way, but UFO rhymed with lasso, and it was all downhill from there.
Anal probes, eh?
Ryan grins, reaching over and slugging my shoulder. His angle's off, so it's more like a tap than a punch. Accents at a slight exasperated noise.
Yeah, what was your takeaway from that conversation? You sound like you got a probe or two up yours, Daxton. Or a lack thereof.
Daxton closes his eyes and rubs the flat of his nose, still looking a bit flustered from Flynn's accusation earlier. I clear my throat, speaking up toward the towering equine beside me. But, thank you, sir. I give the large horse a nod of appreciation before taking a hearty glug of one of the glasses. Oh my god, this fucking burns. My muzzle pulled into a grimace as I try to swallow as much as I can. Eyeing the glass, I only got a fourth of the way down the double.
I guess I'm the designated driver now.
Ryan thumbs back toward the door to the aforementioned smoke room.
Hey, I want to join. We're good, Ryan.
Flynn basically pushes Ryan's back, shuffling the seemingly attached Casey along with. A long silence follows, and all 3 of us watch them until they disappear behind the faded wooden door. I let out a long exhale, then placed my face in my paws.
I don't know what he meant when he said I watched him jerk off. What the hell is he talking about?
I can hear the creak of their seat across from me. Mike must be sitting down with us.
I would take it as the highest calling if someone's watching me beat off. I'm never leaving my room again. I'm assuming you youngins are new to this dusty establishment, is that right?
Mike speaks in sort of southern drawl, cadence of more bayou than prairie.
And if you ain't gonna drink that, kid, I'll gladly finish it for you.
I cover my eyes, slowly reaching for the glass of auburn liquid and bringing it again to my lips. The second time doesn't hurt as much, and I manage to swallow another fourth without any tears. Yeah, this is the first time for me. How'd you find out about this place? He crosses his arms, leaning back in his seat. The chair creaks in audible protest to his weight.
I was about to ask the same thing of you.
Was wondering what cute pups like you two would be doing in a place like this.
I got a couple meetings down in Baden, so I stopped by the casino for a few hours with one-armed bandit. Your name is Mike, and you're talking about a one-armed bandit. Huh. Okay. Twin Peaks, here we are. Good grief. So I have one of them sex applications you download to your cell phones, right? Downloaded that all by yourself, did ya?
Baxter commented dryly.
Well, can't exactly my nephew help me with that one now, could I?
You could. It'd just be very awkward. Much like this whole night. Axton stared at the wood grain of the table, traced it with his finger.
A bit rough, yeah.
Well, anyway, I was on this sex application. This fella starts chatting me up. The huffy one I was just with. He was staying at the casino. He suggested we come down here for some fun, so I followed suit. Place was packed with Fennec folk earlier. They all went back there, though. Points toward the corner door.
So this place is for gay guys, right?
That's probably most probably the case.
That okay with you?
A slight smile curls up at the edge of Mike's maw, and Daxton's wrought to a brief stutter.
I don't care, you know. You do you, I'll do me. Maybe I'll do you too, yeah? Oh my god. The action looks like he's been slapped, his toy coin inward. Mike just chuckles in a bassy rumble. Oh boy, that straightened curl, didn't it? You should download that all by yourself, you sass little shit.
My phone vibrates.
Is that a hail from Tactical?
Axton says this as if it is physically painful for him to utter those words. Mike's expression shifts and he looks curiously at the salamander. I check my phone. It's from Flynn. Come to the smoke room. Alone. The empty feeling that had taken hold of me seemed to alleviate some and was quickly replaced by a whole new sort of anxiety. So maybe he's not leaving me high and dry after all, but what the fuck is he doing? A hail from Tactical?
It's a reference.
I hold up my phone. Flynn wants to talk to me, I think.
Never straightforward with him, is it?
I didn't know kids still watched Ad Astra.
What?
Thaxton's attention snaps soakily back to mine. It's almost comical. I'll be right back. You can text Carl or something and ask if he wants to come in. Push myself up to stand, realizing my legs feel kind of weak. I hadn't noticed much at the time, but they were shaking earlier, something fierce. There's a no smoking sign hanging in front of the corner door. A little irony, I guess. With a low breath and a straightening in my shirt, I pull the handle and stiffens. I don't know if this is gonna be... I don't know if I can put this on you. Oh, okay. I hate this. Wait, what the fuck? What the oh no, he's staring straight at me. Not Chase, but literally at the no. My feet touch what feels like bare soil. With a quick check, I realize the floors are wood, just laden with a layer of dust, grime, and peanut shells. The smell of spilled beer, cigarettes, and sweat is a combination of legs I've never smelled stronger. I turn, and Ryan's only a few feet in front of me, standing in the middle of the room with Casey. They're fucking. Flynn's next to them, his shirt open and belt No, okay, I don't know about this. I do not know if I can... What? Wait, what? His eyes... What the fuck? That's not what his eyes... What the fuck? The lights pulsate on and off at infrequent intervals. Everything goes from pitch black to lit up bright. And of course, there's not a window to be seen. I hear ambient voices around me. A decent amount of people are here. And most of them are completely Fuck this. Behind Flynn, gay porn plays on a crooked mounted television screen. Speakers and subwoofers rumble with the bassy drone of bizarre music. Silhouettes of people dance in a limp daze. The flickering lights make the shapes look like rag dolls, flailing in stop-mo. Did you have to mention that detail? Did you have to? Fuck, I hate this. I hate this scene so much. It's not even that really scary. It's just so... It reaches that... Wait, what the... I knew it. I fucking knew it. His eyes are different. The lights begin to strobe red and it's overpowering to the senses. Too much to bear. And I grab the end of my tail, squinting through actual smoke. Flynn? My voice comes out more pathetic than intended. The music's so intense I can't tell if I'm being loud or quiet. What the fuck? His eyes are back to that... Everything goes black again. I hear a clap and a cry. That, followed by a baritone. Followed by a baritone voice. This is what you want. Did Flynn say that? There's a glint in the darkness, and I know it's Flynn's eyes. No, okay, no. Hell no. Oh, hello. He's not looking at me. His eyes may be aimed in my general direction. He's not actually looking at me. No. But the guy behind him is. Oh, fuck. Ryan cranes his neck some looking toward with a big old grin. His long tongue hangs out the side of his maw. Oh, hey, no. I've never been beckoned by a guy currently balls deep inside someone else, so I'm pretty hesitant to obey. Flynn turns away from the duo facing me. His expression sort of reminds me of how he got when his aunt was talking to him in City Hall. His eyes are a little more open than usual, and his jaws are pulled back along the side of his snout to show his teeth. So, you showed up. Flynn limply gestures to his surrounding right. Surrounding right as Ryan bucks hard enough into. Casey curls her feet against Ryan's own, the only being stripped high. Ryan, meanwhile, is still fully clothed. A small crowd is gathered at the left side of the room around something. I can't make out what, but there's more direction as well. Flynn's attention seems solely on me, despite everything happening around him. He's waiting on me to say something. I step forward, letting go of my tail. Suddenly, Casey grabs Flynn's shirt, nearly yanking him over. Flynn blinks, turning to speak briefly to the Fennec. Just give me a minute. This is fucked. I push my wallet in my pockets. God, how the hell did I go from watching old sci-fi shows with Carl and Daxton to this? Sorry, wrong door. I turn quickly, trying to figure the weird twisty door handle to get out of here. I hear the rustling of fabric and the jingling of a loose belt. A hand grasps my shoulder, and judging from the orange and black pattern, it's Flynn. You can't keep your nose in your own business, you know that? Despite the words, he sounds worried. I clear my throat, trying not to sound too freaked out. Well, you know me, stupid journalist. Don't worry, this isn't going in the report. Ryan rests his heavy chin on the cooing Casey's shoulder, giving Flynn and I puppy eyes. You look like you got it covered. What? Flynn keeps his hand on me, though it no longer is tight. So you did leave that phone out for me to find it, right? Flynn rolls his head some as if debating speaking further, finally looks back down to me. Didn't expect you to bring my fucking roommate. That was awkward as shit. Now I gotta deal with the fallout of all this when I get home. You're the one that accused him of watching you masturbate after making out in front of us. I'm pretty fucking sure he did, or at least someone was. He doesn't seem like the kind of person to do that. And you never struck me as the kind of sort of person who would be dumb enough to bring him along when I try to make it damn clear I just wanted you. I blink. Wanted me. He ushers me back against one of the walls near the entrance, looking around. I noticed that the clientele seemed to mainly fall within two groups. Fennec natives and middle-aged men. Most of them look like generic dads, which makes Flynn's presence here all the more strange. The hell even is this place, Flynn? I feel the heel of his weight shift against me as he shrugs. Tits if I don't know. Some fucking something though, ain't it? It's... you know... He looks at me, seeming to be judging the expression on my face. A fucking sleazy dump. There's a flicker of a smile on Flynn's face before the lights come back on. It's laden with a tinge of nervousness. With everything illuminated, I can finally see what the small crowd is all gathered around. There's an actual tiger in the middle of the guy. In the middle. The guy must weigh 300 pounds. On his paws and knees in front of him is a rather chubby-looking fennec, large for his species as well. There's a jar of lard next to them, and the tiger's... There's literally someone getting fisted over there, Flynn.
Yep, I know. Wasn't gonna comment with your fragile mental state and whatnot.
He sniffs, staring straight at while looking tight-lipped. How did you even find this place?
Ryan showed me it a long while ago. It was so fucking gross. There were four old ass beavers with balls down to their knees, rutting in the corner.
And you came back.
Oh, at this ain't fucking ritzy ass Pueblo. There's 12 gay bars within 10 miles. A couple of cheap bear and blowjob dispensers. You get bored.
And lonely. Flynn grunts and I feel his weight on my shoulder intensify some. So Ryan's your... friend. My voice comes across more curt than I meant. Flynn fidgets. The music gets loud for a moment so we don't speak.
He's the friend that's not gonna be leaving in 3 days, so he's the friend.
The pain hits deep inside my chest. I go quiet.
I thought, fuck it, might as well get all the baggage out and show you what I'm apparently all about and shit.
You're all about seedy sex clubs.
Well, it's just, I can't go to telling anyone else in the group about this shit. Oh yeah, Jenna was out at a bar off the res and was fucking some of your people the other night. How you doing?
I frown, coughing a bit from some passing smoke. The people smoking inside from the lack of adequate ventilation are making my eyes water. God, she's already furious at you.
TJ, do you know what sounding is? Because this bull guy did last week and he's a cross necklace. Reminded me of you.
Oh, no, not sounding, no. No, fuck off. I finally found myself cracking a half smile at the hypothetical conversation, even if the other half of my face is still in a grimace. No way, you don't actually do that, do you? Large Gila harumphs.
I wasn't the one getting into my...
Okay.
If that's what you're asking, I'll,
good grief. That's disgusting, it is. It really is. Flynn titters a bit himself. He doesn't usually laugh at his own jokes, and his tone is actually a bit sheepish. So that's where my missing handheld stylus went.
No, that was probably Carl. He's one of your parents' cantaloupe. What? Don't remember if I threw it away or not.
Again, Flynn fidgets. I can't say I've ever seen Flynn so damn antsy. I'm aghast, unsure whether he's being serious or not. Oh, I might as well counter him. You sure it was one of the cucumbers?
No, they weren't big enough for me.
To my surprise, he reaches down and grabs my wrist.
Look, you obviously ain't warm to the scene back here.
That's an understatement.
So if we're gonna have a talk, and I ain't pushing you one way or the other for this shit, let's do it outside.
I'm not sure what he means by talk. In fact, I doubt he's even sure what he means by talk. Still, it sounds like a better idea than staying back here. I mean, that's what I'm here for, right? To talk to Flynn? Right. Alright, man, I'm... Okay, but that sounds fine. Flynn gives me a Dewey's expression. I feel him squeeze my shoulder some.
Where you two going?
Ryan calls out from across the room Okay. A few people actually turn their heads looking at us. Flynn hesitates for a moment before grunting and shouting back.
We're gonna go shit at each other. Wow, okay.
Okay, nah. I blink. Flynn tugs on my shoulder and we hastily leave the smoke room. Oh my god, could you not? Could you not? Could you not?
Of course you fucking brought Carl, too.
We come to a stop just outside the building, next to a small wash that winds by the parking lot. It's amazing how fresh the air tastes in contrast to the inside, though I feel the smoke in my fur even now. The bottoms of my feet are also stickier from sources I'd rather not contemplate. Okay. For some reason I'm a bit shaky, like it's cold or something. It still feels above 6 degrees out here, though. The Gila crosses his arms over his chest. His expression remains indiscernible, though his demeanor is twitchier than normal. So am I, though. So, you and Carl are like best friends. Why are you upset he's here? Flynn frowns.
I told you earlier, dipshit. This wasn't supposed to be some big-ass gathering.
Never thought I'd say this, but you seem like you're ashamed or something. Which, I mean, makes sense. This place is like... Flynn cants his head, so I'm already defensive.
What?
Like, stuff you'd read about. Stuff that doesn't actually exist. Flynn waves dismissively, making a sort of disgruntled noise.
I don't know what you want, Chase. I got a feeling about what you think you want, but not what you really want. So tell me what you think you want, and we'll go from there, alright, tit dirt?
I dip my paw in my pocket, not sure what to say. Despite the darkness, I can tell Flynn is staring at it with this sort of unyielding gaze. So, I guess we're not gonna shit in each other's mouths then. He smirks, though, stifles himself quickly. He knows I'm dodging.
Look at me.
Flynn bumps his knuckle beneath my chin to ease my head up. I flinch instinctively. I realize my nerves are more shot than I'd thought.
Calm your shit.
He drops his hand. I see his gaze flick to their side and back to me.
Please.
That catches me off guard. I let out a big breath of air, tugging some of the fabric inside my pockets. The only person I've ever had sex with prior to this break was Leo. I'm not really ready for this sort of stuff, you know? I mean, Jesus Christ, I didn't even think you were ready for all that, and you're...
Flynn, the giant slut, yeah, I know.
We joked about that sort of stuff in there when we were kids. Didn't actually think you'd go this far.
Okay, hold on. You're telling me you didn't fuck a single guy for the past 3 years?
Yeah.
Jesus fuck, Chase. You're an independent-ass adult living in a big city. You're not even that ugly. Your body's got this weird lumpiness shit going on. You smell like a clogged shower drain. Your soul patch makes you like a hipster cunt. But you could probably get anyone you wanted.
He looks at me like he's going to elaborate on that last remark, but he doesn't. Thank you? I reach out, touching my bit of chin scruff again. Still there.
I get it. You and Leo being together so long fucked you up. You had a little perfect romance that wasn't. You were 2 gay kids in a backwards-ass shitville. Wodia and all that, except you weren't the only 2 gay kids. There was one more.
Flynn brings his hands up to his temple, rubbing it at his brow ridge. He steps offward, moving close to the edge of the wash. Despite everything, I follow him. I came out to you first.
Yeah, and that was fucking baffling.
He huffs, kicking a crushed beer can into the sandy loam below. You never took a fucking guess? The curtness in my tone takes him by surprise. He turns my way, slitted eyes seeming to bounce, as if he's looking me over.
You're a horny 15-year-old ass wanting my dick.
I let out a frustrated groan, resisting the urge to shove Flynn into the wash. No, idiot, you were the oldest, and despite how crude you were, I knew you'd know how to handle it in a way that wasn't, I don't know, patronizing or something. After everyone found out I was like this, people started treating me differently right away, yeah?
I was 18. You were 15. You never took a fucking guess.
I furrow my brow, pull my paws out of my pocket, and then cross my arms tighter over my chest.
I wasn't gonna take advantage of some tumultuous kid whose balls just dropped. That moral quandary didn't stop your supreme group patriarch, though. After that, folks treated you differently, because you had a big-ass Latin wolf wrapped around you at all hours of the day. Whinge your ass off about all you want, but you two were fucking just... What the hell? But you two were fucking just the worst with that PDA shit. Leo bitches about how the group started splitting when he got her, like it wasn't his own damn fault. Who wants to be around that fucking stuff every day?
I curl my paw into fists. I didn't think I could take Flynn in the fight, but a clean punch to the jaw is starting to feel more and more worth it. So that explains it all then. Gay stuff disgusts you. You think you're disgusting, so you cling to places like this because it's what you think you deserve. I just shut my arm out, pointing to the dilapidated red building beside us. You're a self-hating prick. Flynn stares ahead, going quiet as a large semi-truck passes on the nearby highway. Something seems to change in him like a switch being flicked. After a moment, he blows out a long breath of air before simply shaking his head.
Fucking way off, Mark. Are you supposed to be a journalist or something? You two ignored all of our asses. Carl was your best friend, you just dropped him the moment you started riding the dick of Mr. Football. Did wonders for his self-esteem, really. He turned out just peachy, yeah. And TJ, oh man, what a bunch of victims you two were to his just overwhelming Christian persecuting. Flynn, don't be saying bad words in front of him, he's very delicate. Yeah, I'm the bad guy, but you two took some sick pleasure insulting him and his nice-ass family because of what he is. Even though you two knew damn well he nor his family had anything close to ill will for us dirty sodomites. Then there's Jenna. Remember when you three all used to hang out at Leo's whenever shit got real fucking awful for her? Remember how that stopped when you two started learning your dicks go in each other's asses? Remember how shit got worse and worse for her? Remember how when she changed her name? Remember when Adam killed himself and her dad did that thing? Flynn steps toward me, hunching down nearly a foot to my eye level. Heard you at least found some time to give her a ride out of town when she finally had to run away, though. Since you and Leo were fighting that weekend, see, when Leo and I fucked, you didn't see him cooing about it to everyone in earshot for the next week. My chest going tight. What? Flynn rises to his full-on hunched height without another word. He turns and walks past me. What do you mean? My heart pounds and I follow. Where are you going? He rounds the corner. I try to catch up, but my foot catches on a root. I slide forward and I feel my fur scrape the bark. My body flips somehow. My tail strikes the ground first, bending back and launching me forward like a spring. Next thing I know, my whole body's in the air before I feel the dark sandy ground of the wash bed meet my face. My ears ring and I feel blood begin to seep from my nose. I lay there unmoving. I shut my eyes and feel a sting within them. I realize I haven't cried in a long time. Jesus Christ, okay. Well, that was fucked. That's it for today. No, that's it for today. Good grief. That entire fucking episode is just ridiculous and awful, and I hate it so much, but whatever.